Okay, so I want to pick something that Lauren can still take pictures with that he doesn't need to. Oh, let's talk about last week, man. Let's talk about last week. So last week, the whole Elliott Wilson thing went down.
Yeah.
So like, I just want to, I want to just like touch back on that again. I meant to do that at the beginning, but us celebrating 10K is way more important than Elliott Wilson.
Yeah,
so,
yeah.
So it's like,
drink some champagne.
Yeah. So it's like, there's a lot of things that I feel like I learned from the Elliott Wilson thing, right?
Yeah, me too.
So you want to say what you want me to go first?
Yeah, you can, because you kind of kicked this shit off.
Yeah.
It's literally titled AJ's emotional response.
Right. And that, so one of the things that I had to do, I had to play all the way into the way I was acting in text and shit like that, right? So one thing is that I knew it would happen. I just didn't know. I was surprised at how I reacted. So one thing that Elliott taught me was I have to wait. I can't go into it hot like that ever again.
Yeah.
And I've always known that, but you just don't know how you're going to act until somebody big and prestigious actually responds to something you say, right? And then they actually catch you in that moment. So that was like a nice reminder of like, you know what? He really got me. He's up one. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like he got me.
Spin around for me, little nigga.
He got, and I did it. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know. So that's why I made sure that after I really composed myself, I was like, yo, let me chill. I'm never going to do that again. If something does happen, I'm just not going to address it on that episode.
Yeah.
I'll wait till the following episode when I have time to really strategically go at it, because you always want your responses to be strategic. He also put us in a position, or he also put the way he did everything in a position where it was so up in the air, you can really take it any way you want to. You know what I'm saying? So
if the shoe fits, put that motherfucker on.
Yeah, we're not even talking about a calculated, like somebody jumped online and said, F these niggas at Homeroom University.
Yeah.
There wasn't even one of that. It was just like, let me throw some chum in the water and see what happens and see what the sharks do, you know? And that's what I kind of emotionally responded off of, which is why I played into it even more. So,
yeah, because, you know, it was kind of like he put it out there for his 1950s friends to agree with him and be like, yo, these niggas are stupid. They don't know what they're talking about.
Exactly.
The terrible music journalists when we're not even that.
Right.
Like,
Yeah, exactly.
I think it's a little deeper than that. I think that he saw some young niggas with potential.
I think so.
That asked a genuine question.
Right.
That could really open up a true discussion.
Okay.
Because even in the comments, like when you see, like, it just depends on who said what. Like, you can kind of see he's playing both sides.
Exactly.
He was playing both sides.
I didn't see until later.
And then, like, when I really, because, you know, we saw the shit and then, like, we just went right into it. But when I look back at it, and I'm going through this nigga's feed, he's not just posting just random niggas podcast clips.
He's not.
Like, that wasn't just a fluff or, like, some bluff shit for nothing.
Right.
There was something behind it. So it's just a whole, he didn't put context to it. But that's probably part of the game. He was like, let me see these young niggas shoot themselves in the foot.
Right.
See how they battle tested. You know, it's a lesson at the end of the day.
That's kind of how I felt about it too.
And honestly, I was never upset at him in particular. My whole thing was the niggas in the comments that were, it's not the fact that you disagree with my opinion, that you have a rebuttal to my opinion. Yeah. It's the fact that because of how old I am, you don't think I should be able to have an opinion to begin with.
Right.
That's why I was like, all right, fuck y'all niggas.
Yeah.
Right.
It was never really directed at him personally, even though it was weird that he was so vague and like real, like, nigga,
well, that's
like,
the
I
thing.
don't know, it's up
like,
in the head.
Like you said, is this an opportunity where they're going to shoot themselves in the foot? I feel like it could have been that. It's still, we still don't know at the same time. The only reason I like that it wasn't a context is because out of the fan base that chose to like eat off of us and just like diss us, it was like also other playmakers in the space. You know what I'm saying? In terms of like Jinx, his co-host 𝐵, and then his co-host 𝐵 going about it for 2 days straight, pinning it to his Twitter.
Yeah.
You know
Hey,
what I
man.
mean? And it was like little things like that. It was like, okay.
Shout out to Jinx. He said something that it rifled my feathers, and it made me like disrespect him in my head. Like, just
Rifle
quick-
them niggas.
Yeah, rifle my feathers. That champagne got me speaking a little different. Got me speaking like more. But he had said something. It was like, Jinx, you're Jinx. Like, let's not get this confused, nigga.
Right? Yeah,
Like,
yeah. He made it. He was like the way his comment was. It was like, I could go in on this or something like that.
Oh yeah, it was like
Something.
I don't even want to like don't get me started type shit.
Yeah.
Right, and that was why the whole. It could have been, I'm going to give them a look and see if this is an open dialogue, this is open the book. But at the same time, if you put us out there, but then also allow us to get fed on by
what you
your
said?
peers, it's like, oh, which direction are you going with it? You know what I'm saying?
And we definitely, I feel like I'm gonna be arrogant. I feel like we put a hunger into Elliott again.
But it wasn't
after he posted our video, it was like a video of Cameron talking shit.
I don't know.
He started like reposting like
the complex list put that hunger back into him. He already was on this type of wave of people talking, not giving him respect. And
Yeah,
we were
that
just
is
some
true.
other niggas who had the same kind of take in a different way a little bit.
Just on
But
camera.
it was just like, look, they still saying it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, because like we could say like 12 weeks had passed since the
Yeah.
complex list, because we did the complex list episode. So roughly like 12 weeks had passed, and I hadn't seen no hunger from him in those 12 weeks per se. You know what I'm saying?
There were
think-
little things.
It was little, but I think this
and
is
to be fair, I never followed the nigga. So
Yeah,
I didn't,
but I only
even
know
if he-
about it through
even
Joe.
if even if he was acting different, I damn sure didn't see
Facts.
this.
this is what broke the camel's back.
Yeah.
Because it was just a bunch of shit he was posting. Like he posted like a snippet of older interviews with Jay-Z, which is
Right.
cold.
Yeah.
It was cold. It was still like Elliott
Right.
with Jay-Z, which is like it's Elliott with Jay-Z.
Right,
You know what I
right,
mean?
right,
It's
yeah.
cool.
What did y'all talk about?
Like, yeah, you know what I'm
Right.
saying? Yeah, like Elliott was just looking excited to be talking with Jay-Z.
Yeah.
But I don't know, man. It was a little weird. Like he just posted it without no context, but it was definitely a look.
Yeah, it was
I
definitely-
appreciate the look because he ain't just reposting nobody's shit.
No, for sure. We definitely appreciate the look. And what I will say is, outside of like those things that I learned about just like being patient, making sure I'm strategic about my responses and things of that nature, it did make me think of a new segment though called 1950s journalism that we're going to start doing on this show. And that's where, because I was looking at those comments that they were giving, pretty much these are young guys, and I don't know if they can tell the difference between our ages.
They can't.
Yeah, they can. So I
Yeah,
think
no.
they're just classifying all of us as young guys. They have no idea if we're 2 years apart or 4 years
I
apart.
need a new
or whatever.
skincare routine, nigga.
You know what I'm saying? So whatever it is. But I feel like we got a new segment. I think we should do a new segment called 1950s journalism, where we do a deep dive and we talk about these veterans in the game, these 1950 journalists in the game. We talk about either some of their old content, where we do a deep dive on their old content, or we do a deep dive on something new that they're doing. You know what I'm saying? And you know there's gonna be a sound effect that goes with it. You know, at the top of
That's
all.
satisfying.
That's a cowboy cash register, nigga.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? The nice typewriter, you know. So at the top, right after the bell, when 1950 journalism start, we're gonna hit the typewriter, and we're gonna jump. We're gonna introduce the topic, and we're gonna do our deep dive. And hey, you might not fuck with the deep dive at all, but this is but shout out to Elliott because he expired a new segment. And I don't know how much time we're gonna have to do, because the one that we were gonna look at was Joe Budden versus Vlad's history, which is some which is some old, like it ain't 1950s, because Vlad could be considered 1950s journalism just because he was the first to kind of revolutionize this new way of media.
Vlad old as shit.
Yeah, you
The
know what I'm
nigga's
saying?
name is Vlad. There's not a
Vladimir.
lot of Vladimirs walking around.
Right. So that was going to be a segment, but I don't know if we should go through that just because I don't have the video queued up. You sent it, but I don't have the videos queued up. We talked about some other things that we want to go through, but you'll see how we kind of just like work this segment out in the future. But yeah, shout out to Elliott because he definitely inspired a new segment.
Yeah, man. Shout out to Elliott, man. You know, he reposted us, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
With
multiple times.
Good or bad intentions, you know, it happened.
Right.
So, you know, shout out to Elliott, you know.
And
Yeah, man, we just got to be on our pivot, you know.
There's
what
a
I mean?
lot that we can learn from that nigga.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's,
I guess. Yeah.
There's a lot
it's
that
a
we
lot
can
we
learn
can
from
learn
him.
from.
Yeah.
He definitely didn't like that corporate bar, like that whole corporate thing.
Yeah.
Because he was in
didn't
the
like
comments talking about, like, nigga, I'm corporate. He was talking about himself in third person.
Yeah.
Like, when niggas,
Yeah.
he was like, Elliott?
He reposted that one photo of him young, where he
Yeah.
had on the hat and the blue jag, and he just
that. Yeah, he made it seem like I'm corporate, like he's known for like smoking weed in the offices and stuff.
like he's known for going to battle with the editors at the
Yeah, I was like-
organization.
I think that's what it was though. Back in the day, apparently he was that guy.
He was the
Yeah.
groundbreaking dude.
Yeah, so I don't know, but I don't know.
But that's just my ignorance. You know what I mean? Like,
Maybe,
shout out to
well,
Elliott's
maybe it's only
gangster.
right that we do the first one about Elliott Wilson
That's true.
They,
and B-Dot.
I think that's fair.
they said he was gangster, man.
Yeah, so
Yeah.
maybe it's only fair that we do the first one about Elliott, the first 1950s journalism
That's a fact.
about him.
I don't know too much about B-Dot.
I don't either, but I don't know.
We can
What
look
does
up-
what does B-Dot do?
Look, he's a legend, man.
Whatever.
He
man.
helped interview Jay-Z.
He's done more than anything we'll ever do,
Yeah.
Right.
especially when it comes to this media game.
Yeah, I was about to say something, but I'm
Plus,
just
he's
not
like the
gonna say it.
millennial on the show.
Why aren't you going to say it? Because it's emotional. You
It's
learn.
not professional.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Yeah, it's just and it's unnecessary.
Nigga get sent to detention for that type of shit.
It's funny. It's funny, but somebody would definitely take it disrespectfully,
Oh.
even though it would make us laugh. But
Nah, yeah.
it's not worth it. But
That
yeah,
could be anything.
1950s journalism. Shout out to Elliott Wilson
Shout out to Elliott Wilson. Is he born? What year was he born?
in the 1950s, probably.
I can imagine he's up there with my grandma. No disrespect, but just based off the crow's feet.
He might be in his 60s actually.
57?
He was born in 71.
Oh, 71.
Whoa.
He's a lot younger than I thought
He's
he
a
was.
lot younger than
He's
I
a
thought he
thousand
was.
times younger than I thought he was.
52. We
He's
looked at
52.
2000.
Yeah, we looked at
52.
that before.
I thought he was older than 52.
Yeah, dog.
Yeah.
Honestly.
He
Yeah.
You can never tell
he
with the
moves
Bates
like,
brothers.
Nah, he moves like he's older than 52 though. For real.
Yeah.
For
That's
real.
wisdom,
Yeah.
man. That's
Defi-
wisdom.
He definitely moves like he's older than 52 for
It's
sure.
folk
Lawrence
lore,
said that's
nigga.
his wisdom.
That is wisdom. He got a lot of wisdom.
The wisdom of a goddamn. Yeah.
I mean, there's a lot of shit.
He's
you
an
can learn.
yeah. He got the wisdom of an owl. That's what they say.
Yeah. Oh, let's talk about this. So yeah, shout out to Elliott. That's it for you.